the purpose of this video is to show you how I program lights for Sunday morning services. Now I have just opened Vista. One thing you're going to want to note is I opened Vista earlier and it crashed on me not long after. And I think it was because the lighting board in front of this computer wasn't powered up, and it was almost like it wasn't detecting it. So I unplugged it, plugged it back in. You know, you can kind of mess with that, troubleshoot it, just to make sure it's all working correctly and it doesn't crash in the middle of a service. So hopefully it doesn't crash during this video. Anyway, I have just opened Vista. I haven't done anything. This file, Sunday Master 2.0, is just like a master session file that we use for services. The reason for the 2.0 is probably because I made some major changes in the last one without deleting it, without deleting the old version, and so I just made a 2.0. But here we go. So here's Vista. We have a few different views up here. This is like the console view. It mimics the console in front of you. If you look, your play buttons are in the same place. Your faders, it mimics this. So if you push this physical play button on the fader, or on the board like I just did, it'll mimic that. All of these are service elements. You also have this little icon that's a MIDI icon. That means there is a MIDI trigger set to this. So when ProPresenter clicks on something, it will trigger this. You can, if you want to actually run lights on Sunday morning and not have ProPresenter control it at all, you could click on Tools and just turn it off. When it's green, it's on. If you click that, when it's white, it's off. So I'll turn it on for now. If you are using MIDI, it's important to check to make sure it's connected to Wi-Fi. I know it's not the best thing in the world to run MIDI through Wi-Fi, but that's what we're doing right now. It is not connected right now. So what I do here is I'll turn Wi-Fi off and on. We want to connect to Grace Point staff. It should automatically do it. If you have to type in a password or something, ask any staff member or just text Spencer, text me. I'll send you the password to the Wi-Fi. It's taken forever, but we'll keep an eye on that, make sure it connects. Let's go to our songs now. So most of this you're not going to have to touch. Most of it you're not going to have to touch. But your songs you're going to want to set. So the songs are kind of dependent, the colors are kind of dependent on the song backgrounds. And so what you can do is go into ProPresenter on this other computer to your left. Make sure to open the right one and look at your songs. This first one I have, all of these are kind of aerial shots, so it's not very clear, but it's kind of blue. So I'm going to choose a blue. But before I do anything, I want to remove the macros from these so I don't, or the MIDI triggers from these, because I don't want them to, you know, clicking something trigger two different scenes. So I'm going to click on that, right click, Keyless Properties, MIDI tab, and just hit the X, and that'll get rid of it. Keyless Properties, X, and I can just kind of keep it open and do that to all of them. Okay. So this first song, I'm going to make it blue. Let's go with light blue. Let's see how that looks. I'm actually in the worship center with the projector on. Fortunately, you can't see it, but I think that looks fine. We'll use that. Next graphic here. I think an amber would look great. Oh yeah, that makes it pop. We'll go with amber. And then the next one, I could honestly do amber again, but maybe I'll go to a deep blue, maybe I'll go to a red. I could honestly choose anything. Orange? How different is orange and teal? Orange is a little darker than amber. Let's just do that. We'll just kind of keep it in the same feel. So there we go. There's our songs. Now, I have some presets for all of these song lightings, depending on how many vocalists you have. And let's look at that right now. I think on the Sundays I'm gone, I have scheduled only 2 vocalists on stage. So say there's only 2 vocalists on stage. What I'll do is I'll grab this view is all of your fixtures. I think it's called Fixture Chooser. Yep. All of your fixtures. This line right here, this group, are those kind of halo lights, those back spotlights. This group right here are all these front lights. So what I'm going to do is actually take these and just zero them out. You know, I'm right-clicking clear, right-click home, 0. They got nothing on them. So, oh, I'm getting that yellow bar. I'm going to click the link so it updates. This link button actually shows the updates instantly. Instead of, it's basically editing while there's a show going on versus editing before. I don't want lights to change while I'm editing if there's something going on, and so, but in this case I do. So over here, down here, I've got these presets. You'll see 2 vocals, and you'll also see this other icon. It has this halo in parentheses. Those are the ones you're looking for. So, say your Sunday you only have 2 vocalists. You just click that, and boom, all the lights you need for 2 vocalists come up. 2 vocalist halo, those are going to come up. Now, if you need to change positions or anything, that's where you go over here. So you can click this. You can go through these icons. You know, that changes the position. I would recommend using the Fine button. You could play with this, and you know, you can move things around. But I'm not going to do that right now. I just want, here, I don't want to mess with anything. I just want these to be the preset. There we go. So what I could do now is I could grab these 2 groups and Control-C to copy them. Go back over here, and I'm going to open all of these songs. So I've got my light blue, I've got my amber, and I've got my orange. We'll go to amber. I'm going to go ahead and turn link on. And then I can just hit Control-V to paste it. So it automatically pasted those settings for those specific lights to that song as well. Play, paste. It looks like that was mostly the same. But yeah, here we go. We'll go and save that. So our songs should be good. You could play with those colors if you wanted to add new colors. I actually have effects going on in these where you can go up here to the effects window and you can see, you could play with this. You could change some of the colors if you want. But I wouldn't mess with that right now if I were you. I'd keep it simple. Feel free to play with it if you want. Maybe if you do play with anything, save it as a different name so you don't mess up this this session. So yeah, there's our songs. I don't have MIDI controls yet. It looks like I still don't have Wi-Fi. So we'll keep working on that. One thing I do have to edit each week in relation to these songs is this call to worship. I like for the call to worship to be the same color as the first song. It's not super necessary, and I think it actually is the same color, but we're going to go and do that. So we'll edit that cue list, and we're going to pull up both of these. So we've got our light blue, and we've got our call to worship. It's going to open up light blue. And I'm just going to select the entire scene. Everything about it. That's just that one right there. All. Control copy, go to call to worship, hit play, and I'm going to paste it. Now, everything about light blue is also applied to call to worship. Ooh, actually I want to do something different. Let me go back. I don't want to do that. So, instead, say I want everything about light blue to be on call to worship, but I don't want the house lights. I still want the house lights to be the same. I could just deselect the house lights. Copy, go back to call to worship, paste. So the house lights will be the same, but everything else will be different. I also need to do that to this intro video. Edit cue list. This cue right here. I'm going to do the same thing. Paste. It looks right. Paste. Oh, it's not working. Let's go to light blue. copy, paste. Ah, that worked. Paste. Okay. There was something off. Maybe I didn't copy the right thing. But yeah, so there we go. Now, this intro video, we can go and close those, is important because I actually have this timed where this light, this cue comes up, which is duplicate of your call to worship. This cue comes up at the exact same time as that video ends. So, for example, I'm looking at my video over here on this other computer. Here, I'm going to actually record this so you can see it. So I'm going to screen record on this other computer too. There we go. Now I'm screen recording on this Mac as well. Here's our intro video. I'm getting a weird welcome. There we go. Here's our intro video. I can scroll ahead to the ending of it. There's the ending. Here's our time we're looking at. Something right there. Remember, there's a 2-second fade, so you'll kind of have to test it out. It doesn't hit. The music doesn't hit till like 48. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3. So it hits between 47 and 48. I have it set back to the lighting computer. I have it set to switch after 1 minute and 46 seconds. You could just double click that to change it. This is the format. It's like +1M space 46S, and you just, change it to whatever time you want. So I have it set to 1:46. So what will happen there, we'll go ahead and save and just release everything. And when you're in this view, an intro video hits, you'll see a little timer right here from that 1:46 counting down. What I would actually do before service is play that intro video in its entirety. So you can just see how it lines up. Do those lights come up at a natural time? Play with it, adjust it, but that's important. Alright, now I'm having trouble getting this to work. Go. Now I'm connected to the internet. I just fast forwarded it until it worked. It just took me a minute. So there's no more line there. So I still have both of these computers running so that you can see. What I'm going to do is this light blue, I'll right click, cue list properties, learn. So I'm on the MIDI tab, learn. Now it's waiting for a MIDI note. Now I'm back over here on this and I can go to my first song, macro. You want to make sure that's on song 1. Right click, edit, it is on song 1. You want to make sure you're sending the right signal. You just click it. Boom. It worked automatically. And now if you look on this light blue scene, there is a little MIDI signal. We'll right click on this one, do the same thing, learn. I want this to be song 2. I have already scheduled these macros, or programmed these macros to be the right scene. There we go. That's working. Do the same thing here. Got it. Alright. I think that's most everything. You're going to want to go through these and just, make sure everything looks right. If you need to make adjustments, like say the call to worship, there's a light in the wrong place, or communion, there's a light in the wrong place. You shouldn't have that issue. I don't have to edit these much. But I would run through on ProPresenter the entire service from beginning to end, just to take a look at it sometime before. Maybe even during rehearsal. That'd be a good time to do it. Just run through the whole thing. Make sure all the lights are good. Make sure you save it. And yeah, you should be good to go.